backup if he's not able to play that knows the offense?
Greg, he'll be out of practice today as well. Um, that's I would say that's probably trending in the right direction, but we'll see how today goes. Um, and yeah, last week it was Cameron Tom who came up. We signed Austin Ryder this week, so he's done a nice job these last couple of days. So we'll have a backup for sure, backup plan.
And did RayQuan Davis look good this week enough where you think he'll be available Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, all things go well today. Expect him to be up on Sunday.
With the center, obviously you still have Cameron, but can a guy who showed up on Wednesday play and execute your offense if put in a position to have to play at center?
I mean, he's done a nice job these last couple of days. So, um, is that the perfect situation? Uh, Probably not. But we're going to play the guys we feel are give us the best chance to win. I think Austin's done a nice job. Obviously, Cam has more familiarity with the offense, more familiarity with the guys around him on the offensive line. But can it happen? Yeah, I mean we've done that here before. Um, is that the ideal situation? I think that's we're working through that as a staff.
Flo, how have you liked how your team has practiced this week after after last week?
These guys always work hard. I mean that's um, I can count on that. I can count on them to compete. I can count on them to work hard. I can count on them to come in and be professional. And do things the right way. So from that standpoint, they've done a good job.
We saw Devonta pop up yesterday with a hamstring on the injury report. His status for Sunday, do you have a sense of that yet?
Yeah, I mean we'll see how he does today. You know, he'll be out there a little bit today. See what kind of soreness there is there, and we'll make a decision. Um, that may go up right up until game time.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Albert Wilson? What have you seen from him? And if you would like or expect for him to have a bigger role in the next few weeks?
Yeah, Albert got off to a strong start in training camp. Uh, Dealt with an injury, came back. As plays a lot of different positions in the receiver room, F, Z, X. I mean, you can move him around a good bit. He's done a good job in the last couple weeks in practice, and I think when his number's called, he'll be ready.
Coach, the team started 1-3 for the second week. What has the message been this week with the team?
Continue to work, continue to try to improve, continue to prepare, practice the right way, prepare the right way, and that'll give you a chance to execute. If we continue play with more consistency and not beat ourselves, then we'll play better. That's really the message.
With what you've seen from the punt and kickoff returns, obviously you have a couple of candidates, including some young players. Are you comfortable with Jalen Waddle adding that extra work on his plate, and do you have other options?
Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable with Jalen going back there, returning punts. Um, Obviously, he's got speed and ability to make guys miss. So, we're always gonna put the best guys back there. Javon Hollins caught punts in the past, so he's an option. Um, but that's we got everybody. We have to get everybody on those units to make their blocks, give us an opportunity to um, catch the ball and get vertical. Obviously, ball security is the top priority there. So, yeah, comfortable with the guys we have there.
Have you and Danny looked at Noah on kickoff returns this week? He did well, of course, as at Auburn on kickoff returns.
Yeah, we've looked at that, and certainly looked at that. Some other guys there as well, to include Waddle. So, yeah, we've looked at all potential kickoff returners. But kickoff return, it's it's one of those where a lot of teams are just kind of touch back and the opportunities are somewhat by game potentially limited. So, but yeah, we'll put the best guy back there. And if given the opportunity, we got to execute in that phase as well. Make the blocks and find a lane and get vertical and try to create a play there.
As far as allocation of carries at running back, I know it's a tough call because Malcolm, Miles, Savon, all are good at different things. Have you, and without asking you what was decided, obviously, but have you and Eric and George talked about that this week in terms of maybe getting a particular guy more carries, whether that has to be revisited? Has that been a subject?
Yeah, we talk about that every week. Based on the game plan, based on how we plan on what the offensive game plan is. So if we want, in between the tackles, runner, that could be Miles, that could be Malcolm, could be Savon. So we, those are the kind of things we talk about. Run game, pass game, screen game, etc. So, and then the game every week plays out a little bit, differently. We have a plan going in. We want to get this guy, and then however the game unfolds is how we end up having to play, or we stay on schedule and play the way we planned on playing.
Brian, you have worked obviously the physical, the football side of this team, but what are you doing to keep the concentration, to keep that mentality of not letting in some aspects of the game, in a game, letting it go and keep concentrated like we have not seen them this season?
Yeah, I mean, focus is a big thing. We gotta, what we always talk about is just taking it one play at a time and focusing on that play and not worrying about something that happened before, what's going to happen in the future, what's happened in the past, what anybody's going to say, what a coach says, what another player says, what a penalty that happened, or, good call, bad call, I think that's part of the game. I think we always need to take the next play approach. And I think if you just concentrate on the next play, focus on the next play, regardless of what's happened, that's your best. That'll put you in the best position to succeed on that particular play. So that's always the message to our team, to the players, to the coaches, to really everyone in the building and the organization. That's kind of the approach and the message that we try to send out. And it's not an easy thing to do because there's just so many things, so much going on in the world, so much going on within a game. It takes a lot of focus and discipline to do that, and we that starts in practice.
After Jakeem was traded, one of the names that came up as a guy who could see more playing time is Preston's. So, given his injuries over the past couple of years, where is he physically, would you say, as well as, for that matter, mentally in terms of moving past these injuries and just focusing on playing football?
Yeah, I think physically he's in a good place. He's running well. He's in shape. I think, mentally, I think he's in a good place also. I think he's, excited to get an opportunity. I think he's moved past. I don't think he's thinking about, what's happened in the past. I think that's something we talk about. Let's not worry about, injuries that happened in the past or, any whatever's happened, whether good or bad. Let's just kind of focus on, kind of what we just mentioned. Let's just focus on, today's practice and getting ready for the game. And, when we get into the game, take that one play at a time. And I think he's in a good place. And I think he's excited to, to get an opportunity. And I think he's preparing so that he can take advantage of that opportunity.
Coach, defensively speaking, the first half production has been better than the second half of games so far for you guys this year. Is there a key in your mind to get more consistent play over the course of 60 minutes from the defense? Yeah, I mean, that's something that, offensively, defensively in a kicking game, it's a team. As a team, we're
not playing consistently enough. So, specific to defense, and it just really boils down to fundamentals, communication consistently, communicating consistently, tackling consistently, setting the edge. So those things that have maybe started in one way, we just got to maintain our focus, concentration, and continue to play well in whatever phase it is, especially if we get off to a good start.
I know RayQuan is just coming back from knee injury and is getting that football legs underneath him. But how has he looked this week in practice?
He's looked good. I think anytime you take some time off, there's a little bit of rust, and I don't say that in a negative way. It's like anything. You don't work out for a long time. You come out, you're a little bit more sore. You don't, my son didn't do math all summer. He went back to school and he struggled with math a little bit. So, it's just one of the things you got to get back into it. You got to practice a little bit. He's probably gonna be mad I said that. So, yeah. Help me out there, please. But I think that's when I say rust. I don't say it in a bad way. I think RayQuan's he's working his way back. It's important to him, and we're excited, hopefully, to get him back.
So are you solving all the math problems?
I'm not. The new math is killing me. So.
Well, really, all week we've heard guys talk about this phrase of like looking themselves in the mirror, and I'm sure that stemmed from somewhere, some sort of leadership. And I'm just curious, what, in your opinion, that means. What does that mean to look yourself in the mirror at this point in the season? Kind of a do or die, maybe in some ways.
I just think it's. Are we doing everything? Am I doing everything I can? Let's just speak for me. Am I doing everything I can? Am I making the sacrifices I need to make to help this team, the best way I can? And, I think that's something that, I think some guys are asking themselves. So, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think, oftentimes, it's good to, I don't want to say reevaluate, but, take a look at yourself, evaluate what you're doing. Is there anything you can do better? I think I'm always doing that. Is there any way, can I help this team? Can I help an individual? Can I help a coach? Can I help someone on the support staff? Do a little bit better. And I think if we all do a little bit better, and we'll get better results. So, when you have a team of players, if all 53 do a little bit better, we'll have, we'll be better. So I think that's something that a lot of guys have thought about, and I think we're seeing a lot of that in practice, and hopefully we that. And again, it's one thing to talk about practice. It's another thing to produce in a game. So that's really what we're looking for.
I wanted to ask about Tom Brady, who has, I'm sure you know better than me, an extensive history of attacking the new guy in a secondary unit or the replacement player. Is whoever is forced to play in this situation for either Byron or X prepared for that mentality of knowing that Tom is pretty much going to come after them?
Yeah. He's going to go after whoever, best matchup, coverage matchup. So yeah, I think everyone knows. I think everyone in the whole league knows if there's a guy that's open, Tom's going to find him. And if there's a matchup he likes, he's going to attack that matchup. I think we all know that, and I don't think it's just a one-on-one thing. I think it's more of it could be a one-on-one thing. It could be a coverage situation where there's a weakness in a coverage. It could be a back linebacker matchup. It could be a tight end, safety matchup, or a tight end linebacker matchup. It could be, inside part of the field on cover 2. It could be the seams in cover 3. It could be, a post route on cover 4. There's, if he knows what it is and he sees it, But I think that I don't know if it's a one-on-one thing or more of a just all of it. So he does a great job. He's done a great job for a long time. Definitely going to be a challenge for us. So we've got to play well. We got to communicate. We got to tackle. We got to set the edge. And, those 50-50 balls. You got to do a good job on those. Thanks, guys.
Flo, you're gonna have to hit up GameStop too, man, on the way home.
What's that?
You're gonna have to hit up GameStop on the way home, man.
I'll be all right.